Well, if you still think that Mark Carney is any different from Justin Trudeau, I got some news for you. Prime Minister Mark Carney cannot be trusted with our charter-protected right to free expression. The man has been clear. During the election campaign, Carney spoke scornfully of our most essential freedom, our free speech, from which all other freedoms flow. Carney has hinted that his Liberal government will bring back some iteration of Trudeau's tyrannical, there's no other word for it, Bill C-63, which is the Online Harms Act, which was killed when the former Prime Minister prorogued Parliament this January. You will recall that this now defunct legislation would have granted judges the ability to mete out life sentences for hate speech, and would have created a government digital safety commission to police Canada's speech and impose life-destroying fines upon those whose speech was deemed hateful by our government censors. It was frightening. It was a frightening legislation, but not apparently to Prime Minister Carney. In April, at two of Carney's rallies in Ontario, he announced his government's proposed plan to tackle crime and improve public safety. Quote, large American online platforms have become a sea of racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate, in all its forms. And they're being used by criminals to harm our children. My government will act, unquote, said Carney. Sound familiar? It should. We have heard this before. Carney is using the same tactic of his predecessor. It was Justin Trudeau who first attempted to manipulate Canadians with fear for our children's safety as a means to sneak in repressive, anti-free speech legislation. Yep. Which means he's not going to go after actual hate speech. And if he was, wouldn't he go after these Hamas protesters? And again, I'm not taking any sides. I'm just saying some of them are saying pretty anti-Semitic things, not a thing's being done about it. And they're doing it in public. Very interesting, isn't it? So that's an example where he's doing nothing. But if you say things that this douchebag right here, this guy right here, disagrees with, or if you expose his ridiculous lies and corruption, that's what they're going to do. It's not going to be hate speech. It's speech that they hate. And they're going to consider that hate speech. They're going to try to take away people's rights to speak freely, just like China. This guy's an absolute fraud. He's a coward. He's tyrannical. He wants to control what you say. And if you don't listen, they're going to throw you in jail. And liberals are all for it. You know why? Because it's basically saying if you speak on if you speak about liberals in a terrible fashion, which they deserve, they're going to throw you in jail. And of course they like it. Those tyrannical morons, they're the same thing. They're the same type of people to call the cops on their neighbors for having a family get-together during Christmas when the pandemic was going on. Same people. Now, if the conservatives did this and started locking people up for anti-conservative speech, what do you think those freak shows would say? Fascism. I told you he's a Nazi, but when their guy does it, they got no problem with it. No brains, no balls, no courage, and I can't even believe this clown has any power. It's unbelievable. But it's like the same people who voted for him. No brains. No critical thinking abilities at all. Not even close. And this asshole is going to try to censor free speech. Now, thankfully, even if he does it, by the time the bill passes through, it's got to go through multiple readings. There's also committees to protect it. It's also possible that Google doesn't agree with it. I think the last time they tried to do this, Google actually came out and said, hey, we're not agreeing with this. And Google owns YouTube, so that's good news. There's a lot of committees who are trying to stop it, not to mention the Liberals don't have a majority, and even if they somehow get one, they're not going to keep it for very long. And they're going to need a majority to pass this. So, it's not likely, in my opinion, it happens, but they will try. And there's going to be a lot of people who agree with it. And those same people, if you did it to them, they'd be crying, they'd be shedding tears like you wouldn't believe. But they don't care. That's how their tiny little brains work. But it is what it is. They're going to try. They're going to completely expose themselves as being exactly like Justin Trudeau, except even worse. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please don't be shy. Please also don't be afraid to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.